Tone here. All right, so yesterday we talked a little bit about putting. If you didn't see that video, you can go back and watch it. We got to get closer to the golf ball, okay? I did a little drill. We had the ball set up. We drop a golf ball from our nose. If it hits the ball, it's a pretty good indication you're lined up over the ball correctly. Go back, take a peek. We're going to build off of that, okay? We talked a little bit about having a good stroke, okay? A lot of times we see people putting. Am I going to roll my ankle? Here we go. A lot of times when we see people putting, we see a lot of a big backswing, and then they stop and they kind of jab at the ball. Or you'll see a short backswing and they kind of flip through it. These are some things we want to avoid. Now, one thing that's super common that everybody does is they peek. Some of the worst advice in golf is keep your head down. You shouldn't keep your head down. This is keeping your head down. Does that look normal? It's not. It's fucking terrible advice. Shut the fuck up. Your head should follow the golf swing, all right? When it comes to putting, you got to keep this fucking thing down, all right? Because if you move just a little bit, if you peek, see how everything wants to look up? This little movement, it dictates the path of your club. So it's another reason you can be burning edges and things of that nature. So yesterday we talked about nose over the ball. Getting a nice, quiet, calm stroke back and forth. One way I do it is I count to myself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Those are some things we want to work on when we're practicing putting, okay? I was just at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, right? You guys saw the videos. It was awesome. A couple of things that I was noticing. These are the best players in the world. I was paying attention to how they practice. Nobody is on the putting green hitting 10 to fucking 40-foot putts. Everyone is 6 feet and inside. Now, you might be saying, well, that's because they're good and they make these putts. No, statistically speaking, like 10 feet and in, they miss like 60% of them. So that's where you score. You got to make those putts. But those little short putts are going to help you with the longer putts. Practice from a realistic spot on the putting green. Go 6 feet, 8 feet, 3 feet. Keep moving around in that circle. Sure, you want to hit some putts from a longer distance, get an idea of the speed, by all means. Do not waste your time hitting 20 fucking 30-foot putts. Grow up, all right? So the next part of this video, look out. Everyone calm down. We're back. All right, so the next, hi girl, how are you? Oh, that was the big yawn for the little girl. The next part of this video is the putter grip, all right? So I told you guys before, I'm pretty stupid. I like to keep it simple when it comes to the golf game. When it comes to everything, but when it comes to the golf game, it's hard enough. You can't be thinking about too much out there. You have to have a game plan, know what you're doing, but you got to simplify things when you're actually playing the game. That's why I count to myself, but I also say stuff like stay balanced, calm, breathe. Those are some things you should really think about when you're over the golf ball. Calm, breathe. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's talk a little bit more about the grip, and let's hit some putts. I just did that like there's a putting green over there. I'm in my fucking living room. All right, the putter grip. I told you guys I have kind of a unique putter grip when it comes to putting. Some guy named Bob Massarola at Cobleskill Country Club showed me this fucking years ago. It felt weird. Now it's all I know. I was somebody who flipped my wrist a lot. When I used to putt, I would do a lot of this, okay? And it was inconsistent. I missed short ones all the time. I was a pretty decent lag putter because, you know, you can get away with it. So this grip really helped me get away from breaking my wrist, all right? And here's what it is, all right? Your left hand's on the putter. And it's all fingers, all right? And this, we'll get into the grip with your with your irons and stuff later on. But you get in your fingers, okay? You should be able to hold it like this. Okay? It goes down. Your thumb's going to go down as well. The next part of this, it's an interlocking grip, okay? So it's not like this like a golf swing. It's this. You see that? I'll do it again. Middle finger. These two. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? These two here, okay? And this helps me from breaking down a lot, okay? It also helped me take my hands out of the putting stroke. It made me be aware of swinging my arms back. Hence, that's where the counting came in for me. These are some things that have helped me. Some people that it's helped that I know that are better golfers than me. So I'm relaying some of these tips to you. And for those of you who don't know, I used to do this for a living for a while. So I'm not calling myself an expert, but I know what I'm talking about to some degree, okay? And I can help you higher handicaps for sure. You lower players, go find somebody else. You're 12 to 30 fucking handicap, I'm your guy, okay? So this is the grip. We're in the fingers. See it? These two. And it's comfortable, and it's going to feel weird to you at first, for sure. Back and forth, 1, 2, let's roll some putts. All right, so just now we're going to incorporate everything. And I threw a lot at you, but the gist is this. Get your nose over the ball, keep your body quiet, and just have a nice rhythmic putting stroke, okay? That's what we're after. Those three things, you're going to be a better putter. And what do they say? Practice makes perfect. It doesn't. Perfect practice makes perfect. Write that down. I didn't come up with that. Somebody definitely said that. I heard that somewhere. But nose over the golf ball. We're being still in just a nice 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, I showed you the grip. You don't have to use it. I'm just showing you what worked for me. It's something I'm comfortable with. But I understand it's kind of unconventional. Unconventional? Yeah, unconventional. Atta big. Breathe. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2. People ask you, does it get boring? It doesn't. It doesn't get boring. I got mad last year. I'm just better than I played last year. I'm fucking better than that. I fucking pushed it. I know. See that, man? 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, like we talked about, peaking. Now, here's the fun thing. When you start getting better at this stuff, you start to recognize when you're not doing it correctly, and you can adjust on the fly. Golf is all about minimizing your mistakes. You gotta stay away from those big numbers. And doing stuff like this helps. Keeping the ball in play. 2 putting, not 3 putting and 4 jacking. 2 putt, get yourself around the golf course, and eventually you knock some in. Yeah, just all focus. We're full focus. It's ridiculous. Full focus. All right, last one, and we'll do some chipping stuff. Let him in. Talk to me, Goose. All right, we're talking little pitch shots, little shots around the green. You just missed. It rolled off. Maybe you're in the rough. Maybe you're in the fringe. Should you putt it? Maybe. Should you chip it? Maybe. What are we paying attention to? What am I aiming at? Am I uphill? Is the ball below my feet, above my feet? Is it wet out? Is it dewy? Is it fast? Is the approaches? There's a bunch to think about. But again, I'm stupid. That's why I count to 2. We'll simplify some things for you, okay? So, first couple of things we want to talk about. We talked about it on putting, and we talked about being not too loosey-goosey. We don't want a ton of movement when we're putting. We want a still head. We want our arms working. 1, 2, and we're going back and forth. Well, chipping isn't much different. So let's talk a little bit about where do we make mistakes. Stance is a huge one I see a lot of. When you're pitching shots around the green, guys, you shouldn't have a stance like you're hitting an actual golf shot, okay? You got to tighten up, okay? And I like to angle myself a little bit. Part of this is I think it helps me kind of get through the golf ball and aiming at my target a little easier. Part of it's I'm fat. I got to get this gut out of the way. So when we're getting to the golf ball and we're hitting these little shots, let's just pretend this is a nice little straightaway, little 20-foot chip or whatever, 30-foot chip. No hills or anything. I'm primarily, most of the time, gonna play the ball, for me, middle to back of my stance. I kind of like to do a little bit more of like a bump and run style of chipping and pitching, but that's another video. Stance-wise, I need you guys to get tighter, all right? So we get closer to the golf ball. We get closer, our feet closer together. We're angling our body a little bit. So if you can see this, I went from here, regular golf shot, right, to here. Just a little movement, okay? Now, touch is what you need to develop. Touch is something that you lose when you don't play for a while. It's why you got to practice these shots, and it's why they kill you around the greens. It's why you see guys like me hit a ball 290, and then you make a double bogey because you're dick from inside 100. You got to tighten things up. So, couple of things. One, we're getting closer, opening up a little bit. And I want you to picture your right hand, if you're a righty, or your left hand, if you're a lefty. Your right hand is just tossing the ball to your target. Okay? If you're going to throw the ball to a 20-foot, 30-foot shot, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this. You would just probably kind of do one of those. It's no different. These clubs are lofted for us on purpose. Let the club do the work. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, we talked about our stance, right, guys? Regular shot. We're pitching one. We're going to tighten up our feet, angle our body a little bit, and feel like we're tossing the golf ball to our target, right? Well, the next part of this is what should we be doing, okay? For those of you who followed me before, you know I like to call this the uppercase Y versus the lowercase y, all right? So hear me out. We're pitching our shot. This is our stance. See the uppercase Y, my arms? And then the club makes the uppercase Y. For these little shots, we want to make it a lowercase y, okay? And this little forward press is going to allow us to get the ball elevated a little bit, let the club do the work for us, but also this is going to help us from doing that flippy long stocking thing. This is why you're chunking them. This is why you're skull fucking them, okay? So we're just getting closer, uppercase Y, lowercase y, and we're going to put our weight on our front foot. This is going to help us stay through the golf ball. This isn't a big movement. This isn't moving around. You're not dancing. You're not at some quinceañera or whatever. You got to stay calm. And we're going to count to ourselves again, right? Because I'm dumb. So are you. Let's make it easy. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. See how I'm not breaking my wrist? Again, a little release is okay. A little release is recommended. But we want to make sure we're not getting the impact and flipping. That cannot happen. So let's hit some shots, and we're going to show you why they call me Tony Hands, all right? And not just your sister on the golf course here, all right? Hear me out. So ready? Here we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to hit some shots onto this couch. We're going to hit some shots onto this couch. Look out. Come on. We're going to hit some shots on this couch, all right? Sorry, ADD. And what this is going to do is this is going to show you guys you don't need to make a big pass at this golf ball to get it moving or doing anything like that. Most of the time when you're pitching or chipping, you're not looking for that. You want this thing to land soft and roll out most of the time, right? So here's what we're doing. We're getting our feet closer together, right? Angling our body a little bit. And I got my lowercase y, right? Lowercase y. And we're just going to swing the golf club. And this ball is going to pop up here. You know, you can hit a couple different ones. You can hit one that hits the couch and comes back. You can hit one that stays up there. But what's also good is you can tell when you make a mistake. You'll be able to tell if you're getting too flippy. Okay? If you're flippy, you're going to wear the bottom of this couch out like crazy, all right? So we're just going to get our feet a little bit more together. And we're just going to hit some shots. Ready? Oh, that's one. Right, here we go. Okay? Not bad. It's not a big move, guys. It's not a big move. And watch my arms all the way through. I'm kind of just almost cutting across this golf ball a little bit. I'm just kind of hanging on to it a little. All right, that one got up a little higher. Hi, Mia. Let's get this one to stay right on the couch. There we go. All right, these are some things we're going to work on. These are some things we're going to work on, all right? You and me, together we're going to get better. Also, let's just say we're going to bump and run one, all right? We don't need to get it up in the air that quick. We just want to get this thing rolling a little bit. So what are we going to do? Same thing. Angle our feet. Iowa's losing. Providence is losing. I'm the fucking worst. Angle our feet a little bit. Ball back in our stance. We go from our uppercase Y to our lowercase y. Feet forward. And just make a little 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Nothing crazy. Weight forward, hands forward. And we just get it rolling. All right. Oh, and I believe someone was fucking talking shit about my club twirl. Fuck you, fucko.